Okay, Chapter 9. So we'll be starting Unit 3. Now, this will cover Chapter 9, 10, 11, and 12. So with Chapter 9 here, we are beginning the anatomy of the neck. Now, first off, we got a couple of glands we need to cover. So first off, we have the parotid gland. Now, the parotid gland is going to sit right on the outside of the masseter muscle, which we learned in the last unit. Now, it's going to be just on the edge of your jaw. It'll be this little gland. Now, we also have our second one called the submandibular salivary gland. Now, if you recall, sub means below. The mandible is actually your lower jaw, so this is a salivary gland that's going to be sitting underneath your jaw. We also have a third gland called the sublingual gland. Now, this is going to be found underneath the tongue. Those are the three salivary glands that we will cover in this unit. Now, we also have something called the pharynx, which is just a special way of saying the throat. It's got a couple of regions to it. First off, we have the nasopharynx. Now, this is going to be just at the back of the nasal cavity. And then we're also going to have the oropharynx, which is at the back of the mouth in the throat region. Now, there is a structure called the uvula that is found just in front of the oropharynx here. If you look in the mirror, you'll see this little flesh-colored structure hanging down in the back of your throat. That's called the uvula. Now, just behind that, at the back of the throat, that's where you'll find the oropharynx. We also have the esophagus, which is going to be a tube connecting the mouth all the way down to the stomach. So again, going back to what we just talked about, we have the parotid gland right here sitting on the edge of the jaw. We have the submandibular gland down here sitting just underneath the jaw. And then we have the sublingual gland, which is underneath the tongue right there. Now, all three of these are going to have their own duct, which is just going to be a tube that's going to take the products that they create and drop them off into the mouth. Now, this is a look here at the pharynx. And this is a really cool picture where it's got the different regions of it colored differently so you can see the borders of it. So, again, we have the nasopharynx in blue right here. Again, that's in the back of the nasal cavity. In green, we have the oropharynx, so the back of the mouth, and there's the uvula hanging just down right there. Then we also have a third region called the laryngopharynx, which is just a part of the larynx, which we'll cover here in just a little bit today. That's what's highlighted in yellow here. And then we get down to the esophagus after the laryngopharynx. Now here's a picture showing you the esophagus. Again, that tube that's just going to connect the mouth all the way down to the stomach. And this is just going to allow food to go from your mouth down to your stomach as it's being digested. We're also going to do some respiratory structures here. So first off, larynx. This is a region that's going to have our next two structures. And it's going to include the thyroid cartilage. We talked about this a little bit last time when we did some of those muscles involving the hyoid and the thyroid cartilage. So the thyroid cartilage is just a cartilaginous structure that we commonly refer to as the Adam's apple. Just below that, we'll find another piece of cartilage called the cricoid cartilage. It's a little bit smaller, but it's going to be below the thyroid cartilage. And those two structures are going to be included in the larynx. Just underneath or inferior to the cricoid cartilage is where you'll find your actual thyroid gland, and it's going to go on both sides, and it's going to be kind of a dark, granular-looking structure. We're also going to have the trachea. Now, the trachea is your windpipe, and it's actually going to be held open by cartilaginous C-shaped rings. So they're going to hold it open. That way air can pass from your mouth all the way down into your lungs. So again, here's the larynx with that thyroid cartilage right there, and there's the cricoid cartilage. Here's our trachea just below here. And then here's the thyroid gland itself sitting below that cricoid cartilage. Again, it's going to have a little granular and a dark appearance.